Hi again, everybody. It is Thursday morning, February 9th, 2023. Take a look at the pH from yesterday. I had a comment from one of the viewers, probably one new that hadn't seen all the prior videos, where we have explained the process of the pH indicator. Anyhow, I put a link to the original video from 2 years ago that explained one process for reading this pH indicator. So if you want to go back and take a look at that, the link is in the comments section from yesterday's video. So that shows one way of looking at these indicators. Then I'm going to discuss the other method to look at these today, and then project for today's times. But anyhow, looking at yesterday, here were our times. We had a minor low here early on. The next trigger point happened to be a midpoint. Then here the first projection marked by the red trend line was a very minor low in the area of chop. And then the point where we had the two come together gave us the nice low right there at the red to yellow black. And then for the afternoon segment, we had this high here triggering off a good short, and then that ran right down until the end of that segment where it reversed. So I'm going to go forward here and we're going to take a look at today. So every day we have 5 static points that we're going to look at. So today's segment happens to be purple. So our first trigger point is right here about 7 a.m. So in that upper window on the P1 block, that is a timing window, and it's about 8 minutes or so from 6:57 to 7:05. We're going to look for a potential change in trend there. Then we're going to look at the end of the P2 purple segment, which is right here, marked by the vertical line for the next time trigger. That's at 7:50. Now we're going to look to the end of the P3 purple segment, which is going to end this morning about 10:25 for an important potential change in trend. And then in the afternoon, we have the afternoon pH, which is going to come in at about 104. And that again is an 8-minute window there from call it 1 o'clock to 108. And then the end of that purple segment on the P2 line at about 1354 or so would be the last of the static time points. So every day we have the 5 static time points. Then what we look to do is project. So we'll go back to some prior data and pick the significant highs and lows from overnight or the day before. So let me mark those. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this spike low from the overnight chart, which I marked by a vertical line, and then I'm going to take the overnight high at a double top here. So I put a vertical line on each of the two tops and we'll project those forward. So what I want to do here, I want to look for the color match on the P1, P2. So I've got the red P2 segment, and on the P1 I have the light purple right near the end of the light purple segment right before we get to the dark blue. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move forward, and the first time I see that pattern, I'm going to strike a vertical line there. So moving forward, looking for the next red P2 segment takes me to here around 750 areas where that starts. And then right there at the light purple block is the match on the P1 and P2 segment. So I'm going to drop a vertical line there. That's going to be about 8:15, and then I'm just connecting those two lines with a red trend line just to show that those are the connected points. Then I'm going to project the double top forward, which ends up being the gray segment in the P2 and the gray and purple on the P1. So moving forward to the next gray P2 segment gets me into the afternoon, right past the noon hour, and we mark the gray with a vertical line, and then we mark the gray purple with a vertical line, and I've connected those together with the red trend line to show that those are the connected points there. So that gives us the projections for today, and that's how this pH indicator works. So for more information on that, you can refer to the prior videos. Now the video I referenced in the comments shows a little bit of an alternative viewpoint on how to use these. It has to do with some other various color combinations that have a certain effect on this. But the other thing that you can look at with this indicator is, since today is the dark purple day, you can look at all of the dark purple segments on the P1 and look for potential change of trend indicator in there. So what we're going to look at is, you want to look at all these purple segments on the P1 line. So each one of these 8-minute windows is going to give the opportunity for a change in trend. We've got that one there. We've got another one at just after 10, another one there at 10:52, then 11:35 area. The next two are covered by our projections, and then the last one late in the afternoon, 14:41, and then this one here is still in play at 15:25 area. So you can watch those also and merge those up with the price lines that I've been placing on the Vedic chart. That will give you another timing method to use with those price levels. So I normally am watching the Astro Excel for trend, which is tracking well this week. I use the blue line spikes for trigger points. I'll use these pH times, the Vedic timing windows, see which of these times fall in those timing windows, and then also the rainbow indicator will do that also. So I'll look for the bigger moves to form in the Vedic timing windows, and then these moves, if they're by themselves and not in a Vedic timing window, I'll use these for short-term scalp trades. But for the bigger swings and the bigger intraday swings, I usually key those off the Vedic timing windows.